Yes. 4:00.
Hello, Tim Costley.
Live for the drive to 5.
Well, it's actually Partners in Crime.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to go for some rhyming.
Oh, were
there.
you? Okay, fair enough.
I was trying out before the host with the most on the coast.
Yeah.
Is that what you call yourself?
No, but I'll try to.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. It's Tim Costley, your new radio DJ for one time only. And the rate this is going, it will be one time only.
And I'm terrified.
And you're also Catherine Scullen. It's great.
I'm the station manager who's probably my last day at work. Hello and goodbye.
Normally we are sitting on the opposite sides of the desk.
Yeah.
You're putting me through my paces. You're grilling me with the tough political questions.
Never.
Well.
Do I? A
little bit.
Oh.
But I enjoy it. And now I've got this little guest appearance.
Yes.
Geez, it just feels so good being on this side of the desk. I appreciate people at home maybe can't see, but I've got the computer. I've got all these. I'm going to slide this one up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And back down. I don't know what that did, but it felt good. Look, I thought we'd do something a little bit different for the next hour.
Okay.
You're kind of here as the safety blanket.
Yeah.
Imagine we're in a plane, you're the flight attendant, and we're going through turbulence. It could be a bumpy hour. But as long as you're relaxed and calm, everyone else in the plane, everyone listening into this is going to be just fine.
Okay.
If you start panicking, if you run out that door over there, then we're in trouble.
We're doomed.
Yeah. It's never a good sign when the flight attendant starts, one hand on the lever to the door to the emergency exit.
Wow. Okay. All right. No, we'll keep calm and carry on.
I thought we'd do something different, though. So I've actually secretly been out in the community this week.
Mm-hmm. I think you've snuck a few things out on the socials, though, indicating some of your intention.
Yeah, maybe it's not the best kept secret. But I just thought there's a small studio that we're in.
Yes.
There's a lot of people I wanted to include in this. We just physically can't fit them in the room. And I thought, who are like some of the legends that we love in our community?
Yeah.
And service has always been a big thing for me. And so I've been to see some of our local services. And I just talked to them. So I thought people might like to hear from someone in blue, the local police.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
I've got some firefighters coming up. Oh, did you see? They've got.
You didn't bring them in. I'm disappointed.
I was going to bring you their 2026 calendar.
Yes, please. You can still send it in.
They now do both a men's one and a women's one. Equal rights.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'll have the blokes one. Thanks.
Okay. I wasn't going to go there, but you've led me down that path. I also caught up with the team at Wellington for ambulance. I've got a special visitor that I haven't leaked on social media.
Okay.
Coming in at the end of this hour.
Oh, okay. From the Ambos?
No. We are going to have someone else.
So we've got the ambulance, we've got the fire brigade, and we've got the police.
Yes, we've got all of those.
Okay, so there's no Air Force coming in.
No Air Force.
Okay.
He used to work
Navy.
He used to work for an airline.
Okay, so it's a male. He used to work for an airline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What sort of work did they do at the airline?
Oh, I don't know, just sort of back office stuff
far
as I can tell.
Okay, so we've got an office worker coming in from an airline. Okay, great.
Former airline employee.
A former airline office worker.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting,
Give us
doesn't
his best tips on fashion, maybe some fashion advice from a one-time airline employee.
Really? Okay.
Could be interesting.
I don't know. I'm very confused now who this is going to be. But anyway, we'll find out a bit later.
Well, it will be laid bare soon.
So
barer than a bald head. Is that enough to...
Barer than a bald... So a bald-headed person who used to work for an airline...
I've said too much. I think we want to make people wait, don't we? I've said too much. Look, I reckon rather than... we're going to have a song in a minute, but I'm just so excited. I reckon we should arc into these little celebrity guest interview.
I love it.
This one is cool. I started, the first person I caught up with was Renee Perkins. She's the local police area commander. But she's got a very cool story, as we're going to hear about. When I was doing this, we were walking along the road from the police station down towards council, and you might hear a few interruptions because the kids at Kapiti Primary School saw me and recognised me, which is a miracle. But and so there's a little bit of yelling out to them partway through. So if you sort of hear me saying hi to random people, it's just the kids there, but I wasn't going to leave them hanging. So.
That's cute.
Should we go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's play.
Here we go. This is exciting for me. I'm here with Renee Perkins, who's the area commander for Kapiti-Mana. But but you're also the star of an exhibition. Kind of the star?
Not really the star.
Can you tell us? What's the...
Oh, I received a text from a colleague on the weekend who'd been to see the World Press Photography exhibition on at Tākina in Wellington.
Yes.
And they said, you're a feature. And aside from the exhibition was a Simon Wolf exhibition.
Hey.
Simon was...
Hey guys!
Some kids calling out hi, that's pretty cool, eh? Kapiti Primary School represent.
I love it. Hey.
So Simon Wolf was the official photographer for the Royal Tour of 2014.
Simon travelled on the Royal Tour with the Royal family. It was Prince William and Princess Catherine and little baby George.
Baby
and
George.
he travelled with them the whole time.
That's right.
How do you feature in this?
So for that operation, at the time I worked on what was known as Diplomatic Protection Squad, and I was a Principal Protection Officer, or PO, for Princess Catherine.
You're her bodyguard, right?
Well, I was her bodyguard.
This is badass,
yeah.
right? You're the one that has to take the bullet.
It was a bit of a career highlight, gotta say.
It's a huge honour to get selected. Firstly, you've got to be on top of your game, right? You've actually got to be a really good protection officer.
I used to be pretty good with a firearm.
Yeah. If anything happened, you take them down, right?
Yeah, bodyguard, clues in the name.
Yes.
Yeah, actually.
Yes. Hey, Chris.
Are expected to put your body on the line.
It's pretty amazing, but you didn't have to?
But Tim, you were there too.
I cameoed. I was Prince William's Royal Equerry ceremony. It's a big deal in the UK, I think, if you do it for the Queen or now the King, 3 years full time. But obviously it was only more like 3 weeks for us in New Zealand. But a really cool honour, like it's something unique that indeed. No one else, very few people get to experience. And I say it's a bit like being an MP in that it doesn't make you special. You just got to hang out with some special people and do some special things for a couple of weeks.
It's a pretty privileged position when you have opportunities like this. Yeah, and I think equally this role here as Area Commander's a privilege.
So tell me that. So how do you get from being the Royal Princess's bodyguard to being in charge of like the entire area?
So I think it probably it began a leadership journey for me thereafter, and this community is a community where I grew up, which makes it especially important to me. And they're a great team of people that work here, so pretty lucky. Awesome,
mate. And it is a great team. We've just got to meet some of them with the Minister of Police, Mark Mitchell. But have you got one story, like a cool story of
better work stories, you mean?
Better work stories. No, but of the good stuff that like we all see you having to deal with the really terrible stuff. But what about the good stuff that where you actually get to go and make a massive difference?
But often the good stuff is actually little in relation to something big that you might work on, like a royal tour, and it is just sitting with somebody who's in a time of crisis and being able to help them in a small way. And a lot of police officers join police because they want to help people in their community. That's their why. So it is often those smaller moments that are most rewarding. You
just make the difference for one person at a time, but it makes all the difference for that person.
That's right.
I get that, and I guess that's something similar for me in this job. But here we go. We've got a whole class here now. Being ambushed.
Kia ora.
Hey guys, how's Kapiti Primary School today? Hey, you going to the library? Hi. I know you were great. It was nice to see you earlier. Have fun. Do lots of math.
I think that police are here to help, and we do our best in an increasingly challenging environment. That sounds a bit waffly and diplomatic, but I think our jobs get harder every day. There's guns, there's violence, there's mental health, there's growing pressures on everybody, including those who are suffering. And we're here to help, and we do our best, and we don't necessarily always get it right, but that's what we're there for.
Well, you guys do an amazing job. We are so proud of you. And I know not everyone will see it, but I think for everyone that's listening to this on the radio or watching this online, you guys do a great job. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks to all of your team. Oh, how good.
What a wonderful story. Amazing.
And she's so down to earth and such a cool person. But how cool that someone just around here, she's like bodyguard to a princess.
I know. Amazing.
I'm like kind of, celebrity, not celebrity crush, that's the wrong
by
word.
association, but, you know, that you were so close to them.
I think it's awesome. Like, you'd see her walking down the road, you'd never know, but bang, she would take you down if she had to.
Yeah, well, it's pretty easy to take me down. I don't know about you, though. Or I'd just push you over. You're pretty tall.
Yeah, I'd snap in the wind.
Would
probably.
You? Yeah. Mind you, saying that, weren't you also, you've had your little brush with the royal family as well?
Yeah, so we worked together on it as she was pointing out, which is a really cool privilege, right? Really, like I said, it's kind of just this special thing. You kind of think, how did that happen? And it's a bizarre. Do you know what? One of the stories I didn't tell while we were on there was one of my favourite moments. I love the motorcades, right? So we flew one day, the Saturday we flew into Hamilton Airport, and then we're going down their new expressway. It's 110 kilometres an hour like our one. Oh, it was good. And this is 10 years ago. And the motorcade is cool. They've got like 8 motorbikes. It's just for it's the little kid in you, right? So you got 8 motorbikes, and they're cutting off all the corners to every road, and we're just cruising down.
Flags going and stuff.
Yeah, everything's going. But then we get into the town centre in Cambridge, and we pull up, and I'm in the car in front of the Prince and Princess, and we get out and walk back, and the security team are on the doors to the royal couple's car, and the crowd are just going nuts. And then they go to
do sound effects.
So once we're all in position and everyone's ready to go, and then it's good sound effects. By the way.
Thank you.
So because then what happens? This will give you a chance to catch your breath. The security team open the door for the Prince and Princess on either side of the car. The whole crowd, there's just this hush that goes over it. And then as they step out, the crowd just went absolutely nuts. Like 20, 30,000 people crammed around that town square in Cambridge. And I was like, man, this must be what it's like for the All Blacks when they run on to Eden Park.
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
It was such cool. And I'm like, this is something I'll never do again. I don't deserve to be here, but what a moment.
Wow. So when that sound erupted, did you feel it through your body? Like, I've been in front of a crowd.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, where I said something. I was the MC in something in Melbourne. And there were 40,000 people standing in front of me, and I said something, and the crowd went wild, and it physically went through my body. It was amazing. I can understand. I was like, this must be what it's like to be U2 about to sing a song.
Yes.
Or something.
Well, shall we have U2?
Oh, hey, what a segue. Okay.
Beautiful day. The coast, always a beautiful day to be on the coast. I'm happy to be here in Parliament. It's a beautiful day. Great song.
Yes.
And true story, the first time I went solo playing in the Air Force, I went solo. It was a beautiful day. It was September 2001. And I went back to my room. I cranked up that song, Beautiful Day by U2, had a glass of Coke. That was my little celebration I just flew a plane by myself.
Yay. Hey, that's pretty cool. And we did not know that was not a setup.
No, that was, you said U2.
That.
And I was like, I panicked and I was like, which song shall we play? And Beautiful Day.
Wow.
Cool story. Hey, let's go back out into the community because last week I went and caught up with the team at Wellington Free Ambulance, and I found out that we're importing them from overseas as well. We're stealing. You hear about people going the other way. Actually, we're stealing them in. And I caught up with an amazing woman, Erica. Shall we do this?
Yes.
So, Erica, while we wander out, how long have you been with Wellington Free for?
I've been with Wellington Free for 2 years now. Originally trained in North America.
Yeah, I picked up a tiny accent.
Yeah, a little one. Yep. I was an emergency doctor and medical director in Denver, Colorado.
And how do you end up here?
Yeah.
Because this is awesome. We love having more people here.
Meant to be a working holiday at the end of 2020 and got here and very quickly fell in love with the people, the community, and just the practice of medicine in New Zealand and have never left. So we have a couple different styles of ambulances you might see around. This is our traditional box body, but we also, newer to our fleet, have some van body style ambulances, which are a little more agile for the Wellington streets.
Is that like a big Ford Transit van type thing?
Exactly.
Like everyone sees these things, right? And it's like ambulance, 111. Maybe we see you when we go to watch the Hurricanes or the Phoenix at the stadium.
Yeah.
But you guys do more than just 111 calls.
Oh, absolutely. The ambulance service is really about delivering a spectrum of out-of-hospital care. That's everything. The Wellington Free employees are responsible for answering the 111 calls, dispatching ambulances, providing advice over the phone, doing a consult over the phone that can resolve an issue and prevent the need to even ever send an ambulance. Our paramedics work on the helicopters. We cover special events, as you mentioned. And then we also have other members of our team that are out delivering education to the community.
So at Parliament on Wednesday, they were teaching refreshers on CPR and how to use the AED.
Yeah.
What do you call that? Heartbeat program?
Heartbeat program, yeah. So what we do know in cardiac arrest, and this is worldwide, is the thing that saves lives is early CPR and early cardiac defibrillation. So part of one group of Wellington Free is responsible for the Heartbeat program, which is essentially teaching CPR and AED use to the community. So for example, the Heartbeat program has trained almost 9,000 people in the Wellington region. These are just non-clinicians, non-paramedics, non-doctors, lay people, how to do good CPR and use the AED, and then made sure the AEDs are accessible around the community. One, make sure that AEDs are strategically located around the city so that there's quick access to one all around the city. They're up on some of the walkways, obviously in stadiums, on big buildings, apartments. So the AEDs you see placed around the community, the sooner that those get put on a patient, the better their chance of survival.
So how does that compare? Like I remember we never used to have that kind of thing. And you've worked in different countries. How does this compare to what we might see around the world?
By having access to those and a trained population of people who can deliver high quality CPR, it's been proven to save lives. The out-of-hospital cardiac survival rate for people in the Wellington region is number 2 in the world.
So when they rank all the different international paramedics and emergency response units, we're number 2.
Number 2 in the world of the agencies that present into the registry.
Yeah, of all the ones that we know about.
Correct.
But that's amazing, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like you guys do an
Phenomenal.
amazing job.
Yeah, it's not just us, it's the community as well. It couldn't be done without the Heartbeat program and willing members of society.
Like that must be really rewarding for you, but I imagine you've been in far worse situations where you and the team have to, it's literally life and death.
One that comes to mind from the Kapiti region in particular was a woman who was on her way to yoga and a car backed out of the driveway, didn't see her, and backed onto her and had her pinned underneath the vehicle. She was unconscious and obviously in a serious condition. And when the 111 call came out, actually local off-duty paramedics and fire and police all very quickly got to her, helped get the car off of her, support her while the ambulance responded. Her injuries were critical enough and was identified early that she would need a helicopter to get to hospital in time.
Wow.
So they were able to shut down traffic, make the scene safe, shut down the road so a helicopter could land, and then support her and keep her alive to get her back into the Wellington Hospital, where she had significant injuries and was in ICU in a coma for several weeks, but ended up making a full recovery. And she's now doing her thing, doing yoga in the community. And
that's amazing, eh? Like there are people in our community that are alive and walking about because of people like you that serve our community. Yeah,
and collaborative effort from all of the services. In that instance, it involved police, fire, ambulance, people on duty, off duty, helicopter team, a whole team of care to keep that woman alive.
We're just so grateful for what you do. So thank you for you, but to the entire Wellington Free team. We're just so glad that you're in our community to look after us.
Thank you. We're proud to be here.
Thanks for moving to New Zealand.
It's funny. There's another American doctor named Elena Garcia, who's one of the medical directors for Hatahone St. John's. She and I trained together in Denver. We did emergency medicine residency and EMS fellowship together in Denver, and now both made our way here. And both of our husbands are paramedics.
Have you got cousins? I mean, who else can we get? They're so cool down there.
Man, that makes me feel pretty safe, actually.
We just heard from Erica, but there are a couple of other local paramedics, one that actually lives right here in Kapiti, one that lives down in Whitby. But I just loved hanging out with them. They're just such great people.
Yeah. They're amazing. The work that they do is incredible.
And they just have given, in some cases, decades and decades, their entire life just to help other people. I love that we have those people in our community.
Yeah, and I love the advancements that they were talking about as well. That's crazy good.
Well, the Heartbeat program, so second in the world.
That's what? I mean, it's mad, isn't it?
It's amazing. So
Mad good, I meant.
If you want to have a heart attack, this is the place for it.
Yeah, okay. Please, no one on our watch, but
when I did the thing I learned, and we didn't get to go over it in detail in the interview, but the thing I learned when we did this refresher thing at Parliament, and they said, "Oh, you're a local MP, would you come and join in just doing CPR?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to do CPR from the Air Force days. We did refreshers every year. Felt really confident. I've only had to do it in real life once."
Okay, might get to that another time.
Maybe
That sounds
in a
scary.
Turkish airport with a German gentleman, older gentleman who'd had a heart attack, and trying to work with passengers from different countries to look after this guy, trying to say, "Do you have a defibrillator in Turkish?" when I don't speak it. I had a little bit of German to try and just talk to his wife, but directions to the train station didn't go that well. So no, but it was anyway. But we always learnt 30 and 2, 30 compressions, 2 breaths, 30 and 2. It used to be 5 and 1. Anyway, but they said no. Now, basically, just do compressions
Just the
non-stop.
heart, yeah.
That was their advice. Just keep doing, not because there is enough oxygen in there, just for a few minutes, just keep that heart pumping and just compressions non-stop. And we used to learn staying alive, That was the speed. Dun, 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 dun. I shouldn't be clapping and bumping. It's probably terrible for the sound. But that was the tempo. Bang, bang, dun,
It
dun.
seems like a lot.
Now they're saying it's a little bit faster.
What?
Yeah, we're up
You
from
need to go
100
fast.
beats per minute up to about 120. Do you know the song that they said to use? My kids would get this. Baby Shark.
I don't-
Baby Shark. And that's the rate for doing the compression.
Right, so if we have the baby shark in here, don't you get exhausted? That feels really exhausting. But you're not going that deep into the chest, are you, I suppose?
Well, it's actually, they're quite deep.
Are
You
they?
want it, you want to get that heart, you got to get through the ribs and get it moving. I'm not going to give out health advice here, but they were the things I
neither
learned.
of us are professionals in that department.
No.
Those
But
are the things you learned, yeah.
And they're out training people in the community, as Erica was sharing with us. So, I'm sure if there are people that want to learn that, they are all about upskilling our community because that's part of that big network, right? So, very cool. Very
And now
cool.
people have got baby shark in their heads.
Well, let's give them a different song to give us a wee hint of where we're going next,
Okay.
which is the Fire Brigade.
The fire brigade. Is
Yes.
this because it's burning down the house?
Yeah, I thought a little bit of Tom Jones. Just to,
Always a bit of Tom
if I've
Jones.
lost
Goes well on a
everyone-
Friday.
If I've lost everyone in the last half hour, Tom Jones will bring it back. Can we do it?
Yeah.
I actually remember the day that came out. Back
Do you?
There was a whole when they recovered. He did that album with a bunch of different artists.
Oh, I see.
And I remember the DJ. I can still hear him saying, "And this one's with the guy. I actually think this one's pretty cool." Anyway, burning down the house. We're heading to the fire station. It was Monday, so Labour weekend, Monday. But this is how cool these guys are. They've given up their Labour weekend Monday just to go down, check on the gear, go over everything, make sure the trucks are all good after the weekend. Loved it. And so we're going to hear from the team down there, from Martin and Sarah and Matt and Dane and Pete. There's a little bit of background noise at the start because they've got some stuff going on in the background. But,
That's good. Don't mind that for context.
They were great. They were great fun. There's a little bit of banter. Shall we cross to the fire station?
Let's cross to the fireys.
Martin Sutherland, Chief Fire Officer of Paraparaumu.
Dane Shadbolt, I'm a volunteer firefighter.
Pete Gillespie, qualified firefighter, just on 3 years.
Sarah Sutherland, qualified firefighter, been here for about 5 years now.
It's Matt Jensen, senior firefighter, and I've been here for just over 5 years. I think I saw an ad on TV about the fire service, but I was also looking for potential clubs or social activities to get to know some people. So I've got a health background as an occupational therapist. I've always kind of had the urge to help people in the active service.
I'm a Porsche student studying paramedicine.
Is the goal to be a paramedic one day?
Yep, that's the end goal.
So when I'm not firefighting, I own a small sewing business and I do a lot of sewing for myself. And I do a whole bunch of sporting activities like ballroom dancing, shot put and discus, and coach that as well.
Ballroom dancing,
Yeah,
sewing,
yeah,
and fighting fires.
yeah. And always a few more as well.
I reckon there's not many people in the country that have that combination.
Probably not.
How did you get into it?
Moved down from Auckland, work on a project down here, and wanted something to do. And it was right around COVID times, had to wait a little while, but yeah, I've been in and around the fringes of fire emergency for a while. So
Yeah.
Dad's the chief, and figured why not just end up joining and making a difference for other people and otherwise.
But you can hang out with your daughter all day,
That's good, eh?
and it's quite nice that she still is happy to be around you.
She is. So she does that here, and then she referees touch with me as well. We do that nationally. In the winter, she's with her mother on the umpire and netball around the countryside. So not just us two here. We've got another father-daughter in the brigade, Liam and Jasmine.
Am I allowed to say this is quite like a cute daddy-daughter thing going on, or what?
Well, if you have a look at the Kapiti Coast, Paikakariki, Paul and Hannah, father and daughter, chief
Yes.
and firefighter there. Sarah Sungren and her niece is up in Waikanai.
Waikanai, eh?
Plymonton, there were 3 generations there, the Sartoriuses, and Alan Tinney and Nathan Tinney at Waikanai and down at Plymonton as well. A lot of times you go around New Zealand and a lot of brigades, there's different generations of family that actually have always been able to contribute into the community.
Do you reckon? I think for some people they look at it and it's quite intimidating. You see a bunch of people
some
in
of the
uniform.
people are quite intimidating in here, but
But do you think it just it's, actually you guys are open to all sorts of Kiwis coming in here to help out. Do you think just having family there breaks down a few barriers and...
all walks of life, really. Yeah, definitely. We welcome anyone, really.
It's not just fighting fires though, right?
I'd say we probably get a decent fire once every 4 to 6 months or so. Our main calls would tend to be alarm activations, so being the second responding truck for that is the pump. Also do a lot of storm weather sort of stuff, so that was last week, the truck was out quite a bit for that.
Is that with the wind and stuff as well, and trees come...
But other than the storm stuff, a lot of MVAs as well. And
motor vehicle accident?
Yeah.
What about medical? If there's no ambulance around, you guys are like the first port of call for basically anything that people need help.
Yeah. So majority of the calls here, fortunately, we're lucky enough to have the career staff who go to majority of them. There is the occasional one, if they're already tied up at a job, will get called to go.
Like, what's the most memorable thing that you've been called out to?
Had a couple of memorable ones. One was deployed to Matakana Island in Tauranga.
Oh yeah?
Christmas morning, got a phone call from the rural fire officer going, we need a crew, are you willing to help? And the other one was in the same up in Taupo, we had 2 house fires back to back, so that was a pretty intense 10 hours.
When we go to wherever we go to help somebody in their dire need at that time, and quite often just the mere presence of us actually turning up solves them. They calm down and everything. But there's lots of little, it's probably more the smaller ones to me are more rewarding than the big ones. Yes, they've had house fires on Kapiti Island, where the helicopter were flown over there and gone by boat. I can remember turning up to a guy who wanted his water bed changed. A couple of weeks ago, we actually turned out to a lady who was blind. There was water, she was worried about her TV catching on fire, and we unplugged it. Quite often it's just those little things that make the difference, just to give those people pieces of mind. One of the guys I used when I worked at the golf course in Paraparaumu Beach, there was a car accident outside the chocolate factory, and they were involved in it, got into the ambulance, spoke to his wife. He was in the car, and he repeated the same story for half an hour. But me sitting there talking to him, holding his hand, made the difference of just being there. And a week later, when I saw him on the golf course, he came up and he thanked me. He says, I don't remember, but his wife was really grateful just by having that presence there. And it's just, they're the little things versus...
But what a privilege to be part of that. You wouldn't wish those moments on anyone.
No.
But a privilege to walk alongside people in that, right?
And that's...
Community events, just rocking up, just seeing that, hey, look, you're a female, you can do whatever you want. Even though it's predominantly male-based, there's still room for you.
And quite a few of you guys have done the Sky Tower Challenge, where you climb the whole Sky Tower and all your firefighter kit up the stairs.
I've done it 5 years in a row since 21, so next year will be the 6th.
And you're trying to convince me to do it?
I am, yep. You look fit enough.
Well, looks can be very deceptive.
That's true. huge part of it is the fundraising for leukemia and blood cancer in New Zealand. So I really enjoy kind of some of the community events where you get the kids and they jump in the truck, handing out stickers, just making their day down at the market or supermarket, wherever it is that we are. So that's pretty cool. But also, fundraising enough money for leukemia and blood cancer in New Zealand.
I take my hat off to all of you that have done the Sky Tower, but more than that, can I just say thanks heaps for giving up your time and a massive number of years in some cases to just to serve our community. Like, it's awesome. You guys are pretty special. I keep saying, because you work and live in an environment where everyone else around you is given up for the community as well, and that's actually, I think, a bit more rare and a bit more special than you give yourself credit for. So I think you guys are awesome. Thank you. And I meant every word of that. I think they're amazing what they do. Often you go to I go along to the awards night where they get awards for 25, 50 years service, and people, I'll say to someone, how long have you been a volunteer firefighter for? And they'll say, I've only done 15 years. Only 15. And I say to them, when you live and work in an environment where people around you have done 50, 15 might not feel like much, but
that's
actually
a long time.
I think it's a lot more special and a lot more unique than they give themselves credit for.
It's super special.
Yeah.
Thinking about what they actually do.
That's it. Completely voluntary. Like, we are so lucky in New Zealand that we still have that culture where people give back to their community, whether it's Lions or Rotary or Trusa or any of those service organisations.
Amazing.
I just think it's fantastic. I am concerned. I should just say.
You're concerned you didn't bring me the calendar? Is that what you're saying?
I should have got you the calendar. I'll get them to come and hand deliver it. I'm concerned I'm now doing this Sky Tower challenge.
Oh, okay.
Climbing it's 25 kilos, they're saying, of equipment up 1,103 steps. Great cause, leukemia.
Okay, the cause is right. Okay.
My dad died of leukemia, so that's pretty special. But I'm concerned that maybe I'm now actually committed to this.
Have you bitten off a little bit more than you can chew?
Yes.
It is a good cause, but 25 kilos for me would be ridiculous because that's about a third of my body weight.
51 stories up you go.
But for you, I don't know, are you still fit from after being in the
well, I haven't admitted
forces?
to it. My knee's actually stuffed and I haven't been able to run for a month. But I'm
going up
about,
is
I've got
probably
time.
easier than going down as far as the knee, but not the lungs.
I've only got to do it once, right? Well, and training. Anyway.
And what about the ambos? Are they going to be there? The ones
This is going to be the next time I meet up with all our firefighters and ambulance and police will be when I have attempted to climb the Sky Tower. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep you updated next year when we get close. But speaking of getting close, it's almost time for our special guest.
Oh, the office worker.
Oh, the office worker. But actually,
is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Should we squeeze in one more song first? I heard our special guest likes country music.
Okay.
And so here's an artist that I never really knew anything about until I had 3 daughters and they were in charge of the music in the car. And I have to admit now, I'm about to play Taylor Swift. I don't know. But now when this song comes on, I can't help but just want to crank it up and sing along, and it makes you happy.
Okay.
I don't know if it should, but it does.
Well, I'm all for people being happy.
Taylor Swift, you belong to me.
All right. Go Tay-Tay.
See, you're smiling. Taylor Swift, you can't help. It just makes you so happy.
Yeah, I like the one where she says, like ever. We're never, ever, ever getting back together. Like
yes.
Ever. That's my favourite, just the way she says it.
Okay.
It does make you smile. We need people to smile more. Come on, because the world's a bit...
We've had Tom Jones, we've had Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
We've got one to go. Hey, tell you what else makes me happy is some of our amazing food and beverage sector.
Okay.
In this, last year I ran this big event in Parliament. I'm doing it again next year.
We're
doing it again next year. I hope you're going to come and join us.
Okay.
Do you know one of my favourite little Kapiti treats at the moment is the Kapiti Candies Hokey Pokey covered chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit hard to find, but I just love it. And I think it goes back to maybe when I was a childhood in a crunchy bar, but this is way better than a crunchy bar. But do you want to hear a story about a crunchy bar quickly?
Are there stories about crunchy bars?
This is when I was peacekeeping in the Solomon Islands.
And you took a whole bunch of crunchy bars, okay.
No, but there was nothing, right? So we're living in a tent. Everything's in a tent. It's really primitive. I had like one bag of stuff to take with me. But 2 months in, as a special treat, just leading up to Christmas, I was away over Christmas, I bought myself from the Australian canteen a crunchy bar. And I put it up on my shelves because it was really hard to get to the canteen. They only open between 12 and 1. We were normally off flying around the country, doing stuff. But I got there that day. I got this crunchy bar. I put it on the shelves in my tent. The shelves were like an old pallet that we'd sort of built into rudimentary shelves to try and feel civilized. Anyway, I put it up there. I went flying for the afternoon. I came back, had dinner, came back to my tent, and I'm like, I'm going to have my crunchy bar and watch the sunset and the thunderstorms and the lightning.
You're painting a picture.
It's 2 months of like no treats, and here we go. And I find on my shelf half a crunchy bar.
Sacre bleu.
In half a crunchy bar wrapper.
What?
Yeah. So what had happened, there's lots of rats there.
Oh, no.
And a rat had clearly got in and they just eaten through the wrapper and everything and eaten half of it. So I didn't, I wasn't going to eat the other half after that either.
No.
So rats had stolen lots of stuff from us. So we thought, that's it, we're going to kill this rat or any sacrament. Because at night, because in the tents you'd have duck boards and you could hear the tap, 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 the tap, tap, tap of the rats running around at night. So we came up with this plan. We got these 2 ammo tins filled up with stuff to make them really heavy, and we put in the middle of our tent a packet out of our ironically called rat packs or ration packs. And the rats would eat into them if they weren't kept in an ammo tin. So they'd eat through the plastic, and they seem to really love the Anzac biscuits.
Oh,
they come
who
in a
doesn't?
little packet of like just 2 or 3 biscuits. So we opened up a packet, a couple of Anzac biscuits in the middle of the tent on their wrapper. And I've got this ammo tin, and my mate Drake, who I'm in the tent with, has got an ammo tin, and the third person in the tent, Dog, has got a bedside lamp. And the plan is, when we hear the rat, he turns on the light, we throw the things, kill the rat, right? Justice is delivered.
Yeah.
So we're lying there, and it's like, takes hours. It's after midnight, and you've got to just imagine the suspense which is building. And finally, after midnight, we hear this. Tap, 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 tap. We hear a rat. It's like, quick, and Dog's half asleep. It's like, Dog, turn on the light, turn on the light. Eventually, so he turns on the light, and we go to throw these tins. The entire floor is clear.
Oh.
Like the rat has just run up, put its front paws on the packet, and kept running, and pushed this whole packet off under someone's bed, and we just lost it. We did exactly what you're doing now. We cried like little kids, giggling. Like people started getting up around the camp to see who's in trouble. Is someone crying? Is someone injured? What's happened?
Oh my gosh.
And we trying to explain that we'd been outsmarted by a rat that had. By the time in the morning, we're like, we better go find that wrapper. Where did the Anzac? We could never find it. We never found any trace of that packet of Anzac biscuits.
It's
that rat.
Spy.
It was a smart rat.
Wow.
A very smart rat.
That's crazy. You need to train that rat to be on your side.
We do.
That's a crazy story.
That's my little rat story. We've got just enough time, I think, for one last interview. I've been promising it.
This is your office worker from the airlines.
Well, he now works in a different office at the top of the Beehive. It's, of course, our Prime Minister.
Oh, okay. I was being a little bit facetious there.
Christopher Luxon.
Sorry about that, Top Dog.
Oh, well, I wanted to get some highlights from his time as PM and a couple of highlights from our area. So here goes. Well, we've been waiting for this for the whole hour. This is an interview with the boss, Prime Minister Right Honourable Christopher Luxon. Thanks for joining us.
Good to be with you, mate. And you're doing a great job on this hosting this radio session today.
Well, we're trying our best. It's not the blind leading the blind, but we're having a go. I thought what would be really fun for people listening at home or maybe watching this online later, pick out some of the best and worst or some of the highlights from your time as PM.
Yes.
Maybe some things people won't know about.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to quick fire through a few. If that's okay.
You shoot, and I'll try and give you as quick an answer as I can.
Okay, and I've got an image in my head here. Best or maybe worst, but thing that you've had to wear or get dressed up in. Are there a few moments where they?
Yeah, I've had a few funny hats to wear, and when you go into the Pacific or into the Pacific Islands Forum, you get a range of colourful shirts, and
exactly what I'm imagining.
Sometimes they fit well, sometimes they don't, and but you just take your luck and roll with it. So they're great events, but they often give you special shirts and things to wear, which can be variable sizes and colours.
We haven't seen you on the catwalk yet, like John Key. Is that something we're looking forward to?
I think that's what people don't want to see. Actually, they really don't want to see that. I think Key probably put them all off that.
We did see you dancing recently. You certainly outclassed Chris Hipkins.
Well, I think I've got rhythm actually. I actually do like a good dance. It happens usually in the privacy of my own sort of family room and kitchen, sort of with the kids with the music pumped up loud. But I just love all sorts of music. And when I was dating Amanda and we were going through ball season, we went to the Papanui RSA, and the lady there said, "Chris, you've got great rhythm," and I've just hung on to that ever since. And so if you're going to go Bollywood, you got to put something into it.
That's a one word of encouragement can change your lifetime. Can I ask you another one then? While we're talking about other cultures, maybe you've been all around the world. Is there a best or worst food that you've had to eat that maybe you never had before, or?
There was a root that I ate in Vietnam, which was designed to clean your teeth, and I was eating it with the Prime Minister of Vietnam in front of media, and I didn't realise that you were supposed to spit it out, and I swallowed it. And I certainly felt some repercussions for that for the next two hours.
Now, we've seen you do some different things in your time. I've seen you lawnmower racing and everything. Are there any activities that you've done as Prime Minister that maybe was a first in your life? I don't know.
No, I mean, the coolest thing I think I got to do was play some cricket with some kids in India.
Yeah.
And I actually had Ross Taylor and Ajaz Patel with me, and I got one of my great heroes, Kapil Dev, I was captain of the Indian team, to come along as well. And there was this awesome program for these underprivileged kids, and they play cricket in the streets. And so they just use a pile of bricks as the wickets. And I just remember saying to Ross Taylor, mate, it'd be a terrible shame if you get bowled out by a 12-year-old, and he got bowled out by a 9-year-old next ball. And so it was classic sledging. But that was a real privilege, to get to spend time with these awesome young people, and more importantly, the people that are putting the programs together for these kids that are out there on the streets. It was pretty awesome.
Can I ask you about some of the places that you've been, because you've been working really hard in this country, but we see you all around the world. Can you give us a quick rundown of some of the countries that you've been to in the last?
It's been pretty busy. I mean, really our priority is there's huge opportunity for New Zealand out in what's called the Indo-Pacific. So, the trip to India, which Prime Minister Modi invited me to, as the first Prime Minister to go there since 2015, since John Key had been. We had a really great connection, and as a result, we've got a lot going on there. Obviously, the trip to China, but Japan, Korea. I've been to a lot of the Southeast Asian countries, which are so critical for us: Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam. Manila was great fun, Philippines, with President Bong Bong. And then obviously I spent a little bit of time in Australia, and obviously I lived in Australia for 5 years, and I used to look after, in my former life, the region of Southeast Asia and Northeast Asia, so I know it quite well as well. Went to the US, obviously had a dinner when President Biden was there with NATO leaders and European leaders, which was pretty cool. And then actually some really good time in the UK, and then going across to Turkey and down to Gallipoli for the 110th was really special. A great honour to be able to do that. And then to be at the Pope's funeral was pretty special in Italy too.
Can you give us a little, as people at home that maybe will never have been on these, they just see what's on the news when you're overseas meeting the King or the Pope or the President, can you give us a little inside, behind the scenes of something that happens on these? And
they're pretty busy, because you're trying to do a political agenda where you've got a lot of government to government conversations to happen, or meetings to take place, and then at the same hand you've also got a business delegation typically with you, and you're trying to promote New Zealand in that country with a view of promoting them to come out and study here, or to come and visit us with tourism, or to make an investment in our renewable energy projects, or something like that. So in any given day when I'm offshore, you're working really hard, because I can have, when I was in the US, I was having up to 27 meetings a day, just meeting lots of different people and different political leaders. You're then trying to showcase great New Zealand lamb and product and milk and dairy and tourism and education and all those good things as well.
I think sometimes people that may be listening to this don't always understand how that work, where you're working 20 hours a day offshore, and how that leads to a change in their life back here in Paraparaumu or Otaki or Whitby. Can you give people a bit of an insight on how that's actually turning the dial a bit? Yeah,
look, so here's a good example. I mean, Todd McClay and I went to the UAE, in the Middle East. New Zealand hasn't had done a lot in the UAE for a long period of time. What we did there was negotiate a free trade agreement. Now the UAE, think Dubai, Abu Dhabi, lots of money there. That's a $500 billion economy, and they import 90% of all their food. And we negotiated with them a free trade agreement that gives tariff-free access for all New Zealand exporters into that market. So that's a huge opportunity, right, for our growers in your electorate, for our farmers in your electorate, whether they're doing sheep, beef, dairy, strawberries, kiwi fruit, whatever it is, right? It's a fantastic opportunity. And then equally, it's about us also making the pitch for those they've got big sovereign wealth funds, think big pension funds, KiwiSaver type funds. And they need a place to be investing those funds to get a return for their members. And we've been making the case very strongly to them and to many other countries around the world why they should be investing here in New Zealand.
And it's that money coming in that ultimately is also what pays for our nurses and
that's exactly
teachers,
right.
police.
I mean, I think that's the thing that people, it's not just about the money for money's sake, it's about what that enables us to do. And the fact that if we're selling more exported goods to the world, of which there's a huge rapidly rising middle classes that want our products and services, that's fantastic. If we can attract that money from overseas to partner with New Zealand companies to get projects built quicker, faster, that's fantastic. And the consequence of all of that is it leads to higher wages, more incomes, better opportunities for New Zealanders. And that's what we're trying to do, is we want this country to be wealthier. We want to lift the collective living standards of all Kiwis. We have an incredible future out there, like an amazing place. New Zealand can do so well in the future. But we've just had to get a few things sorted here at home so that we can actually make sure that that potential is realised over the coming years, and that's pretty exciting.
And I'm not going to make you say it because we all know that what your favourite electorate in the country is, maybe apart from your own. But you have been a regular visitor in what was the Otaki electorate and now Kapiti. You were here just a couple of weeks ago to kick off the new expressway to Levin. Amazing. That I remember being with you in Levin when you promised if you were the Prime Minister you'd deliver that road, and here we are doing it.
Yeah.
But you've been to visit even as Prime Minister a few times. Do you have a favourite moment or anything, or something that sticks with you? I remember making ice creams with you last Christmas.
That's where we visited Lewis Farms, right?
That's it.
And that was like, they're incredible because actually they have elevated strawberries from memory. I was explaining this actually last week to somebody and saying, I'd visited Lewis Farms and they had like hydroponic strawberries that are actually on raised at sort of chest level, so you can just pick them without bending over. And equally, they've got covered poly over the top of them, so actually they've got much better weather protection. They were really impressive, and they actually did asparagus too from memory. It was
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then we went to, one of the coolest things we did in your electorate, which I really enjoyed doing with you, was we went and opened up Hinemoa community housing.
Yes.
And it was a real privilege to get inside those properties. I remember getting inside with a dad and his 11-year-old son.
That's right.
And they were so proud of their house.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just a house that they now had a community, and just the pastoral care that was going into that project was pretty special. So I mean, this is the amazing thing about this job, but you get to do some pretty cool things, and we've done quite a few cool things in your electorate. And the greatest thing is I think that expressway is going to be transformational, and we know that when we build quality infrastructure, it makes a big difference because people can take on more jobs because there's less congestion and less traffic time, but it's also got social benefits. You get home to your family quicker and faster, and it's going to be pretty exciting. But we made a promise, and it's a promise kept.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And look, you've got a country to run. The hour's running out. What kind of music should we finish with? Have you got any personal favourites?
I would. What could you go with? What am I listening to at the moment? I reckon Post Malone. Close out with anything from his F1 Trillion album. That would be the way to end this interview very nicely.
Done. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Good to see you.
Well, there we go. That's the way to finish the hour. But really for me, it's been so cool just to hear the stories of our volunteer fireys, our ambulance staff, our police. I just love this community. It's so cool.
It is very cool. And I think great work from you too, getting all those people on, especially the Prime Minister as well, but all those local heroes as well that you had on the show. That's amazing.
Cool? Well, look, it's been fun. Thanks for having me. 104.7. I should do it
radio voice.
104.7 Coast Access Radio, Tim Costley. Is that a good way to?
Absolutely, that's fine.
Let's take it to the hour with, by the request of the PM, a little bit of Post Malone.
Okay, we will do as the PM asks.